The hayashi musicians arrive and begin an energetic exorcism performance, but just when the ritual is about to succeed, Jiji makes a surprising plea. Hello and welcome to another episode of Dandadan. This is episode 18, We Became a Family. And this episode just continues the trend of showcasing that Dandadan is every genre ever made put together into one series. In this case, this is a band episode. So we start off the episode with Jiji turning into Evil Eye and destroying the Ayase house until Momo puts a stop to it by throwing hot water in his face. And then we just get a moment where everyone's kind of down. They're wondering what they're gonna do. Ira's berating Jiji while Turbo Granny is whacking him with a stick. And that's when this mysterious group show up and they just arrive out of nowhere, do crazy poses. Kind of reminds me of the Ginyu Force. And then they say, "We're sorry to intrude." And Seiko immediately claps back with, "If you're going to intrude, then just go home." And they're like, "Okay, sorry about this." And then they just walk and start going back home. And as this is happening, Momo and Seiko are like wondering what they're going to do. Like, they can't keep this up forever. They need the hayashi to show up so that they can perform the ritual to exorcise the evil eye out of Jiji. They need to do it soon before their house gets completely destroyed and there's nothing left. And that's when the group shows back up again. They're like, "Hey, is this the Seiko Ayase residence?" Seiko's like, "Yeah." And they introduce themselves as Hayashi. For anyone who doesn't know what Hayashi is, it's basically a type of, I don't want to say ritual, but it's like a music thing where they do like the flute and percussions, and they basically provide music with kabuki theater or whatever. It's pretty much music that's like used to enhance a performance. So in this case, it's going to be used to enhance an exorcism. But it also turns out that that's what their band name is called. Their band name is called Hayashi. So when Seiko asked for a Hayashi to help them with the exorcism, it turns out that it was these people, the actual Hayashi. So that's both their band name and what they do. Momo and Awkward and them are kind of excited. They're like, "Wow, so these guys are like exorcists?" And Seiko's like, "Nah, they actually have no spiritual powers whatsoever. They can't sense spirits or anything. It's just that their music is so good and so loud that it's able to resonate with the spirits." And so we just have an awesome moment where we have the band playing music, and as this is going down, Seiko's performing the ritual. But I love how it starts off with them doing like a heavy metal song, and Momo and Akarun are totally into it and excited, and Ira is just completely against it. She's just like, "This is nothing but loud noise." And we just have the band just playing. And the song that they're playing is basically Kurenai by X Japan, but it's just like a bootleg version. But it goes so hard. It's so good. But yeah, as they're like singing, we see like spirits coming out from nearby cemeteries to all gather and headbang with the group. We have a hilarious moment where we see Ira, Momo, and Akarun, and they're like headbanging, and then immediately snap cuts to Seiko, who's headbanging as she's doing the ritual, and it just looks so hilarious. But as they're performing this song, we get to see like a flash of Evil Eye when he was like a kid, and we see him crying, and Jiji is trying to fight it. He's trying to fight the exorcism. He's talking about how this is messed up, how he doesn't want to go through with it. It gets to the point where he's almost coming off the table, so Momo's forced to use her powers to hold him down. And as she does, there's that connection that we saw in the last season where Momo connected with acrobatic Silky and got to see like her life. So we get Momo seeing a bit of Evil Eye's life, about how he was caged up, how all he wanted to do was play with the other kids, but he never got the chance. And Jiji just saying how messed up this is, how he just wanted to escape from this cage and play. And now that he's finally able to escape, he immediately has to be exorcised again. Like, this is messed up. It's like, on the one hand, I can understand that, that this poor kid's been trapped all his life. But on the other hand, he's been corrupted. He has turned evil. He now is wanting to go around and destroy all of humanity. Not just the Keto family, but all humanity in general. Like, it gets to a point where it's like, the empathy kinda should go away. But, no, this is like the one time where it's like, I feel like Jiji makes a selfish decision because it pretty much puts everyone else in danger. But Seiko seems to resonate with this, and so she puts out the fire and stops the exorcism and tells the group, Hayashi, like, hey, sorry you had to come all the way here, but you can go home now. Like, we're done. And the band's like, oh, yeah, cool. No worries. And they start just, like, packing up. And Ira gets pissed off at Jiji because Ira's like, you're going to make us have to, like, force ourselves to go out of our way to take care of you. Like, that's messed up. Until Okarun says that he'll do it, that he will do his best to make sure that Jiji doesn't succumb to the evil eye because Jiji is his friend. And then Momo immediately says that, you know, I'm into, with the two of us, me and Okarun, will become stronger and it'll be easier for us to keep you back. And of course, this causes Ira and Momo to start arguing because Ira feels that Momo's using this to get closer to Okarun. But then, yeah, we just have the Hayashi and they bother them one more time just to give their card and say, hey, if you ever need us for anything, feel free to contact us. If for anyone who is a fan of Hayashi, like this group, I guess a little bit of spoilers, they will come back later on at some point. They'll come back in a later arc. We'll see more of them, I guess I should say. Like they'll have a bigger screen presence in a upcoming arc. So if you became a fan of them just from this episode, no worries, you'll see them again. It'll be a while, but you will see them again. So yeah, they basically do a store run, grab a bunch of cardboard boxes, and try to patch up all the holes that they can. And Seiko starts trying to train Jiji on how to focus his chi so that he can become stronger and use that power to hold back Evil Eye. Because Jiji has a bunch of spiritual energy, but he needs to find a way to control it so that he can have control over Evil Eye. And then we just kind of have this funny moment where it's like the middle of the night, and we see Jiji, and he wakes up, and he goes to the bathroom, and Okarun notices that he's gone, so Okarun goes and waits outside for him. And Momo overhears this, so she like sleepily peeks out, and she sees Okarun and Jiji, and they just kind of give her a thumbs up, like, hey, everything's okay. You don't have to worry about it, any of this, go back to bed. And then Momo just slowly gives a thumbs up back as well, and then slowly closes the door. And we just see Ira snoring loudly in the background. As they're going back to bed, Jiji thanks Okarun for this. And Okarun admits why he's doing this. About how when he had trouble with Turbo Granny, how Momo and Seiko like immediately were there to help him. And how Okarun even went out of his way to get a job delivering papers so that he can make money and pay them back, because he felt like he intruded on them and he wanted to pay them back in some way for helping him. And Seiko immediately shoots down the money and says, if you are grateful for what we did, then just pay it forward to someone else who's in trouble. And now that someone is Jiji. So Okarun is paying it forward. Obviously, Okarun's also doing this because Jiji is his friend and Okarun's just that kind of person. But it's just a nice little detail that we get to see here. And we just get a moment where Ira is waking up, and I just love how we just see Momo just completely hogging up the entire bed space. I'm also wondering how the hell she flipped upside down when the pillow's on the other side, but whatever. And immediately we cut to them having breakfast, where Ira asks Okarun if he wants seconds. And he's like, sure. And so she starts, you know, giving him seconds. And then Momo like just sticks her hand out and she's like, you know, me too, fill up my bowl. And Ira just shoots her down and says, do it yourself. But they end up going to school. Momo talks about how she needs a part-time job. She needs to make money so that she can help repair the house because it's completely freezing. Obviously, their house is like destroyed. It's just nothing but a bunch of cardboard boxes now and tarp holding things together. So she's going to get a job. And her friends basically say, hey, we know someone who is looking for someone to hire, so we got a job for you. And then immediately they have like this devilish look on their face, and they go and they get Okarun. And they're like, Okarun, we're going on a date. Of course, Okarun's freaking out because he's in love with Momo. He doesn't want to date her friends. But they end up just pulling him out of the classroom, and then we just kind of get like a montage of them dragging him through the city and him constantly trying to fight. And we have like moments where like they're like on the train, And Akarun like slowly starts getting up, and then one of Momo's friends grabs him by the shoulder and just gently pushes him back down, and then just keeps her hand there. And he just sits there for a while, and then he tries to get up again. And then her other friend puts her hand on his shoulder and pulls him back down and just pretty much holds him in place. When they're in the city, he's trying not to let them drag him away. They're like, hey, we're going to get some tea. And he's like, I refuse. If we drink tea together, that's a date. And then they're like, well, what if Momo gets tea with Jiji? Would that be a date? And he's like, no, of course not. That's different. But yeah, they're basically trying to drag him somewhere. And it turns out that they're trying to drag him to where Momo works. And Momo works at a maid cafe. So yeah, they basically dragged Akarun all throughout the city so that they could show Momo in a maid cafe outfit to him. And that's how the episode ends. I love this episode. I thought it was really good. I love the fact that they went all out with Hayashi. Not only was the song basically just a legal copy of an actual song, like I said, it was Kurenai by X Japan. It's pretty much exactly that, but just with enough changes so that they wouldn't get copyrighted. But they also went out and got like actual heavy metal singers to perform. I think one of the guitarists was actually Marty from Megadeth, and the singer in the Japanese version is the vocalist for an actual heavy metal band called Grand Rodeo. And then for the English dub, they actually got the singer from the band Dragon Force. So yeah, they actually went out of their way to get actual like heavy metal musicians to play the part of Hayashi. So I thought that was really, really cool. But that entire sequence was just amazing. The song is awesome, both in the dub version and the Japanese original version, both of which are on YouTube if you want to check it out for yourself. I just love the little quiet moments. Like just the moment where Gigi's going to use the bathroom and Akarun goes to watch him, and then Momo like peeks in to make sure everything's okay. Like that's all done without any dialogue, and it's just amazing. The hilarious moment of Momo's friends dragging Akarun out on a date, but it's actually just so that they can get him to where Momo is working and surprise him. I love her friends. I think her friends are like awesome, and I love how like supportive they are of the Akarun Momo relationship. Everything about this episode was great. So yeah, I loved it. I'm so happy with Science Saru. Like I'm so glad that they're the ones who ended up picking up Dandadan. When they were first announced, I was a little bit wary, especially when I saw the first few like screenshots of the anime. I was like, I don't know how this is gonna be. It looks like the art for the anime isn't matching like the super detailed artwork from the manga. I was super wary, but Science Saru just freaking nailed it. Like I can't see any other studio doing this great of a job with this specific series. Like you can tell that they actually really love Dandadan and just they go all in with it. But yeah, there you go. There's episode 18, We Became a Family. This covers chapters 52, 53, and most of chapter 54. So if you want to jump into the manga immediately following this episode, and you don't want to start from the very beginning, then start with chapter 54. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you next time. Take care. Later. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, I still want to thank you for watching it this far, and I hope the next one is more to your liking. With that said, thank you once again, and I hope you guys and gals have a good one. Later.